A recent report by the California State Auditor reveals lead poisoning remains a big threat to children.
It says California is failing when it comes to testing kids who are most at risk, specifically 1- and 2-year-olds enrolled in Medi-Cal who often live in older housing that could still have lead paint. Tonight, our Marcella Lee takes a closer look at the numbers and exposes potential dangers that could be in your home.
Barbara Lee and Carlo, the scary thing about lead poisoning is that there are no symptoms. That's why testing can be crucial. But a startling number of kids are slipping through the cracks here in California. Of the 2.9 million children who should have been tested, nearly half were not. And here in San Diego County, it's worse. A staggering 59% of kids were completely missed.
A child may appear healthy and happy until it's too late.
You're cheating a child out of quality of life if they're suffering from lead poisoning.
It's typically not on a parent's radar, and it's known as the silent epidemic.
That's a danger that most parents don't really concern themselves with because it is silent.
Take the skin off of this. Ooh, look at that, delicious.
Lisa Matrenga runs Imperial Beach Preschool. A few years ago, she installed lead water filters on every drinking fountain and faucet.
And you did this because of the Flint water crisis?
Because of the Flint water crisis.
She did it as a precaution.
When it comes to water, you don't mess around.
Then, one of her students tested positive for elevated levels of lead after exposure in his home, confirming the risk is real.
It was a wake-up call for me. It was a wake-up call for this mother.
These items were found in a home. The child was actually using them as a tea set.
Carrie Hopkins is a public health nurse for San Diego County's Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program.
This one's a water crock that the family put water in.
She showed us actual items laced with lead removed from local homes.
Wow, that's bright red.
So red means lead.
Imported ceramics are a common culprit, along with mugs, everyday glassware, leaded crystal, and certain spices, including some chili powder and turmeric. If lead poisoning goes undetected for too long, the damage can be irreversible.
At lower levels, lead can cause problems with the child's learning, with their development, lower their IQ. At higher levels, it can lead to problems with the nervous system, seizures, coma, and even death.
We use this to test for lead in paint.
Mark Middlestead works for the County Department of Environmental Health.
So this could be a wall.
This could be a wall, this could be a windowsill.
Lead paint was banned for use in homes in 1978, but still lurks in many places built before then.
We're primarily looking for deteriorated lead-based paint in poor condition children can access.
In addition to paint,
so we're going to do the white.
He tests for lead in dust.
For children, they're crawling around the floor.
Soil and water.
Have you found lead in water?
I have not found lead in water.
The city of San Diego says it has no known lead pipes in its water system. It says any lead found comes from plumbing of a school or private property.
Lead is still a big concern. Across the state, 44,000 kids tested positive for lead over a 5-year period, with 3,000 here in San Diego County. And what's alarming is that 1,000 of them are concentrated in this section of the county, stretching from City Heights, National City, parts of Chula Vista, down to San Isidro.
Concentrated areas where the state auditor says there should be a targeted effort to test all eligible Medi-Cal enrolled children.
A lot of them are living in apartment units that are older. They have lead paint on the walls. They have old pipes that may need to be replaced.
At Imperial Beach Preschool, about 1/3 of students receive public assistance, including Bella, whose mom is concerned about the children being overlooked.
I don't know for sure if she's been tested for lead.
I think there needs to be an accountability.
The state's health agencies are now tasked with coming up with a plan by the end of the year to ensure children ages 1 and 2 enrolled in Medi-Cal are tested for lead as required by state law.
These are our future, and if we're poisoning them, there's not much of a future for that individual or for that family.
To read the full report, more on why kids are being missed and recommendations, go to CBS8.com's Hot Button. There's also an interactive map where you can actually go in and click on your community to see how many kids in your community have tested positive for lead. And these are the home test kits. And they're really effective. It's what the county uses. And red means lead, as she said. And you just kind of break it, shake it, and then this is our mug. which doesn't test
Comes out
positive
negative.
for lead.
Fortunately.
Yes, so it's encouraging that the city of San Diego's actual pipes don't have lead, but schools and homes, private properties, those
What
could
is
have.
the process if you have concerns about your home?
You should talk to your pediatrician first to see if there's any risk for exposure, and then a test, $5 to $40. It's really not that expensive to get lab work done, so peace of mind.
It's worth
it.
knowing. Peace of mind over something very important, for sure.